It is the final regular season game of the 2022 season. Aaron Judge is out of the lineup, but the Yankees are going for win number 100. My recap to the season, your reaction, coming up next. This is Yankees Game Night. And with that, the 2022 regular season is over. How's it going, everybody? I'll give you a quick final recap of today's game. Yankees lost 4-2. It didn't matter. Domingo Germán didn't have much. Didn't matter. Look, this game was just for stat padding. Rizzo wanting to get his career high in home runs. He didn't get there. Just you have to play it. It's on the schedule, but this team is headed to the postseason. Also, wanted to give you guys a heads up. I am premiering my 30-minute Aaron Judge documentary, Chasing History, Summer of Judge, tonight. In case you missed it, I have moved up the premiere time to 8 p.m. Eastern, so tune in for that. Postseason bracket is set. The Yankees are the number 2 seed. Houston is the number 1 seed. The Yankees will play the winner of the series between the Cleveland Guardians and the Tampa Bay Rays. Cleveland is the number 3 seed. They had the worst record of any of the division winners, and that's a best-of-3 series. So, both teams are going to be scratching and clawing. They're going to use their starters. They're going to use their relievers. They're going to really, really try and win those games, and that could expend some energy that they're going to need to play the division-winning Yankees. So that could be an advantage. Let me know in the chat who you think you would rather face. I think either of those teams can be beaten, but either of those teams can also beat the Yankees if they're not careful, if they don't play well. Today was a stress-free game and had the feel of a postseason or of a preseason game, a spring training game. I thought Meredith did a great job in the booth. We got a chat here, a super dono from Aaron Judge. Gonna have lots of donos to give Aaron Judge. Let's just assume that, everyone loved home runs 60, 61, and 62. Other than that, I want to hear what your favorite moments were in the 2022 season. I've got the reel playing in the upper right. I call it the upper right reel. Playing some of the best moments from the Yankees season. There's a lot of good ones. I'll mention them as we go through. There were times this year where Garrett Cole was dominant, saw some great defensive plays, had a lot of walk-offs. This really was a fun year for Yankees baseball. Giancarlo hit some absolute bombs. This was a sac fly, home run in a silo. But I want to hear your favorite moments. I want to read your favorite moments of the season. And then we'll go through and get to player grades. I've got some player grades written down. I want to get your player grades. So let's read some of your comments here. So Sam says, was this the end of the Hicks experiment? It might have been. Rudy wants Cleveland. Jonathan wants Cleveland. I think so too. The Rays play us so tough, and the Yankees seem to have no problem with Cleveland this year. Although Matt Carpenter did a lot of the damage against Cleveland, and Matt Carpenter is not scheduled to be back for sure. It's a possibility, but they don't know for sure. Let's see here. Home World Hub Media says, I honestly feel really good about this team. We seem to have gotten back to form. Rotation looks solid. Lineup is solid. Defense is solid. Bullpen is the only question mark. I think I agree. I feel good about it. Jonathan says the Rays' arms might finally be tired, but they shut us down all year. And they're going to have to really pitch through some, stressful innings in that first round, theoretically. Both teams will. You'd have to imagine the number 1 starters for both sides is going to get used. And you're going to spend a lot of bullets out of that bullpen. I'm hoping that it goes 3 extra inning games. I want 3 18-inning games between those two teams. That's what I want. Ariadna says, doesn't care about 100 or more wins. We got into the playoffs, and we are the division winner. Plus, we happen to have, we were subject to have 80 or less wins, so I'm happy for this. There was a contingent of the fan base that thought we were going to totally collapse this year. I thought we got better from last year. I thought we were going to be about a 95-win team, so they exceeded my expectations. I mean, the season that Aaron Judge gave us, you don't get years like this. To me, it was just a brilliant season from the Yankees. I would have loved for them to continue on that 120-win pace that they were on for a while, but I'll take 99 and a division championship any day of the week. Yadiel says Aaron Hicks 3-run home run against the Trastros.
That ball is high. It is far. It is gone.
That was a moment. Lori C says Judge's walk-off home run versus the Jays. To me, when I think back about this season, that's going to be the swing that I remember, even though Judge hit 61, 62, 60. That one being at home, being against a rival, late in the game, clutch moment, 3-run shot to win the game. The stadium was, quote-unquote, up for grabs. By the way, Lori C., she got a look at the documentary, Chasing History, so tell everybody about it, what you thought in the chat. We are premiering that in under an hour. Aaron Judge says Stanton walk-off grand slam. Yeah, that was a fantastic moment, too. Yankees had multiple walk-off grand slams this year. You had Josh Donaldson going the other way with a walk-off grand slam. That was fun. Erickson Alejo says Judge's 60th home run. That was beautiful into the left field bleachers. Landon C says, can we re-sign Severino and Judge? So Severino has a $15 million team option. So he's 100% going to come back. That's an easy choice for the Yankees to make. Judge, it's going to be costly, but he's going to make them so much money on 62 memorabilia for the next decade. I think they're going to see it as an investment, and they're going to go out and get him. Bernie Cerrito says, what kind of sickness does Torres have? Haven't seen him all series, and DJ looks the same as before he went on the DL. So I thought LeMahieu had some better swings the other night. I don't know about Torres. All I read was flu-like symptoms. So get well to Glaber. He's going to have 5 days. Bronx Talk says, so hyped for the playoffs. Bronx Talk's make an appearance in the documentary tonight. Alejandro says, Nasty Nesters, all-star performance. Great season he's had. All right, let's go through some of the player grades. I jotted some stuff down because I wanted to make sure that I gave everyone a fair shake and thought this through. So, to me, let's start at the catcher's position, and feel free to give me your grades as I talk about this. So, first, we're going to talk about Trevino and Higashioka. To me, Trevino gets an A, simply because most of us had never seen the guy play, didn't know what he brought to the table, but he ended up having an all-star year. He handled the pitching staff very well, and you got him for Albert Abreu, whom you got back a few months later for nothing. 11th home run of the season for him today.
That ball is high. It is far. It is gone.
And between he and Kyle Higashioka, the Yankees haven't missed Gary Sanchez at all. At all. Judge says the Judge walk-off home run. I think those guys have both performed admirably. To me, Kyle Higashioka gets a C-. He was great in September offensively, but he didn't do much the rest of the year. His job is to catch baseballs behind the plate and fill in for Trevino and to stay healthy with occasional pop. And I think he did that in a very adequate way. And to me, adequate is C-. So he gets a C-. Let's see. Dr. Hitskin says C+ for Higgy, if not B-. Okay. You're a little bit more lenient on your grading than I am. Andrew says, who plays left field this postseason? Got to be Cabrera. It has to be Cabrera. By the way, Cabrera will get a nice grade from me. He did a nice job. So for Rizzo, I'm going to give him a B-. He hit 31 home runs, or 32 home runs. The power has been great. The defense has been great. Phenomenal leadership. He's become a co-mentor with Judge. Batting average was down. He was hurt by the shift. And he spent a lot of time on the IL and out with back injuries. So, I have to ding that. Health is important to a season, so I give him a B-. I think he had a very, very solid year. And I think he's going to come up big in the postseason because you got Judge, who's going to strike fear in the heart of these pitchers who are going to be tired. And you're going to have Stanton, who's starting to swing the bat better. You're going to have to pitch to the guy in between them, and that is Anthony Rizzo. Wayne says he'd go B- for Higgy. Yadiel says Glaber walk-off home run on Mother's Day. That was a great moment. And D-Rod says, who misses Sanchez? Nobody I know. So Glaber Torres was out again today. Obviously still sick. I think he's had a pretty solid year on both offense and defense. 24 home runs, 761 OPS. I give him a better grade than I think most people do just because he was so clutch early in the season. I give him a B, a solid B. He could have done better if he didn't take the month of August off. The Yankees did nothing in August, and a lot of it was Glaber Torres struggling. He had a lot of big opportunities in August, didn't do much. But he bounced back in September. I think his swing is coming around. So I give him a solid B. Let's see here. I'll get some of your grades. So I'm not seeing any grades for Rizzo here in the chat. So I'll just move on to IKF. As far as IKF, for Glaber. As far as IKF goes, he did exactly what the Yankees asked of him. I was on the IKF train of trading for him. We never expected him to be a power hitter. We never expected him to hit 330. He was about what we expected in terms of offense. He's a singles hitter. He hit, I think, about 270. I don't think he was in the lineup today, but he hit about 270. Slight dip in defense at shortstop from what he was at third base. He screwed up a lot of easy plays. I think I could have given him a B, but I give him a B- just because of so many errors on routine plays and because he didn't have much pop. But just in terms of filling his role, I think B- is solid for him. Landon C says, what percentage to win it all? Oh, man, I don't know. Anybody could win it all. Nobody would have expected the Braves last year without Acuna to run through the team that they did. I mean, they couldn't be stopped. I mean, it's all about momentum. It's all about momentum. I mean, you never know who's going to come up big. Alex Valerio gives a B to IKF. Josh Donaldson, for me, was rock solid on defense, but on offense, he was flat out terrible for most of the season. But he did have several clutch moments, which gets him some points in my grading scale. He also gets bonus points for those 2 grand slams. Grand slams are excitement. That adds value in my book just from an entertainment standpoint. He's got an edge. He almost started a couple of fights. I give him a solid C. I give him a C. Look, the offense was just not what we expected, but the defense made up for it. I think he was probably a D on offense and a B on defense, and so I give him a C. As far as utility players go, DJ was clearly hampered by injuries. I give him a solid B. Great defense and great offense in the first half, but the injuries robbed him. Oswaldo Cabrera and Oswald Peraza, 2 young guys, both very limited sample sizes, but I give them both an A. Young guys who came up big, and you just hope that they could contribute a little bit, and both of them have been terrific. Lori C says D+ for Josh Donaldson, and Wayne says C-, and FG agrees with me, C. And then Bernie Cerrito says defense, A-, offense, C. I could take that. That would bump him up a little bit. And William says Donaldson, B. And Sam says not enough for $25 million. I agree on that.
I wholeheartedly agree.
So Aaron Hicks and Joey Gallo both get an F, as in F Aaron Hicks and Joey Gallo. Between them, they had about 3 clutch hits all season. So we're just gonna skip those guys. Harrison Bader didn't play much, but I give him a B+. I love his hustle. I love his energy. I love his clutch hits. I love that he gets contact when there's runners on base and the infield is drawn in. That's going to come up big in a playoff spot. I'm telling you. I was skeptical about the pickup, but I will admit I am wrong on that one. Brian Cashman was right. And I'm looking forward to seeing what this guy can do for us on both sides of the ball in the postseason. Giancarlo Stanton for me gets a C. Big power numbers, but couldn't stay on the field and hit only about 210. 31 home runs is a solid year for a mere mortal, but we want more from him. He can elevate that with a great postseason, though. You have a great postseason like he always does, and nobody remembers this bad batting average during the regular season, I promise. We talked about how one of the most important things for the Yankees this series was to get Giancarlo right, for him to get his swing together. Hit a couple of home runs. Looked like he was really, really locking it down in terms of timing. So I feel good about him. Jonathan Alvarez says Rizzo, B. Chrisley says Cabrera, A. And then UT says Springer of Rain, strong C. BTC wants to give Hicks an F-, less than failing. I'd give that to Joey Gallo. F-. Love it. All right, so we got to move on to Aaron Judge. I think it's fair to say that this guy gets an A+.
Yeah, baby.
But only for one reason, and that's because the alphabet doesn't go any higher. If there was a letter higher than A, I would give it to him. Maybe that's why his name starts with 2 A's in a row. 311 average, 62 home runs, 131 ribbies, 133 runs scored. Only thing I have left to say about this man is this.
Pay that man his money.
One of the greatest WAR seasons of all time, 11.5 on Fangraphs, 10.7 on Baseball Reference. As far as the pitching rotation, Frank Fontanello says C. Oh, we have to give Carpenter. Yeah, Carpenter gets an A, but he was hurt. I left him off. I didn't do everybody. I didn't do the whole roster, but yeah, definitely give Carpy an A for his limited duty. Nobody expected him. Let's go through the pitching staff. Cole, I gave a B-. Solid year for a mere mortal, just as Giancarlo had. 13-8, mid-threes ERA, set the strikeout record for the Yankees, but gave up too many home runs. Gave up a career high in home runs. And you expect from your ace, a guy who you're paying $36 million, an A+ performance. You expect a performance like Judge, or like Verlander. You want somebody to completely dominate, and he didn't do that this year. Jameson Taillon gets a B+ from me, not only because he was healthy, but because he was really consistent, had an outstanding first half, flirted with a no-hitter a couple of times, went deep into some games. Really nice job this season by Jameson Taillon. Francis says Stanton gets a C. And Wayne says Stanton gets a C+. Loy C going A++++, like in the Christmas Story. S tier. That's for legends, baby. Legends. And Andrew saying Carpenter gets a B+. CT Card says 99 led us to 99 wins. I love it. Nestor Cortez, to me, gets an A+. William has given him a A. I'm going A+. I'm going extra. To me, what he did was just astounding. 2.44 ERA. Garrett Cole may have broken the strikeout record, and he may have the best quote-unquote stuff on the staff, but pitching wins, not stuff. And Nestor is the best pitcher on the team, period. Full stop. In terms of command, disrupting timing, moxie, and poise. Honestly, when things go wrong for Nestor, he picks it back up, he dials it back in. When things go wrong for Garrett Cole, he seems to let the wheels come off. And for that reason, I give Nestor Cortez an A+. And if I were managing this team, Nestor Cortez is my game 1 starter. Period. Luis Severino gets a B+. The only reason he got docked any points at all is because he got hurt again. But he was lights out when he was in there. And he's healthy going into the playoffs. He had his best stuff going into the playoffs. Homeworld Hub Media in agreement says B+. And Francis Chilemi says Cole C-. And Jonathan Alvarez giving Sevi a B+. And then Homeworld Hub Media says Nestor A for Ace. Love it. And Frankie Montas, he was here for a limited amount of time, and I am in agreement with Andrew Calabria. He gets an F. Total failure since coming here. He got hurt, but he was also ineffective. So F for him and F for Brian Cashman for trading for him. Domingo Herman gets a B+ from me also. He was essentially Luis Severino in the second half, so same grade as Luis Severino. Got hurt last year, but was healthy coming back this year. The stuff is crisp. I feel good about him, even though he had a tough day today. What's his ERA finish at? It's at 3.61. He was 2-5 with a 3.61 ERA, but I think his stuff was better than his record, and his ERA is, it's middle of the road, but I think he's done a nice job coming back. Bullpen as a whole gets a C. They got an A in the first half and a D in the second half, but overall a C, and there you have it. My grades. And finally, Riley Moore says, Boone. I'm going to give Aaron Boone a to be determined because for a manager, a lot of times it can come down to what you do in the playoffs. For the regular season, I'm giving him an A. Yankees won the division. They had a lot of injuries. This team was never supposed to be as good as they were this year. So I'm giving him an A. I think he did everything he needed to do, especially in the first half, pushed all the right buttons. I like the banging on the table. I like the getting tossed with the regularity that he does, showing that he'll stand up for his guys. So I'm giving him a to be determined, but for the regular season, A. That can all change in the playoffs. And Mad Max with the final comment of the regular season. Let's go, Yankees. I hear no bell. Hey guys, we are 40 minutes from documentary time. I'm going to watch it with you, so be sure to tune in. It's called Chasing History, The Summer of Judge. Originally, it was going to be Chasing 62. But really, as I put it together, it really became more about Chasing 61. The documentary is really split into 3 different sections. Section 1 is going to feel like a home run montage. It's called sprezzatura. It's a word meaning to make hard tasks look easy. It was something they used to say about Joe DiMaggio. That's why I went with that. And the section is basically the first 30 home runs and how easily he cut through the American League. The next half is when the next section really is home runs 31 through 60. And essentially it's chasing Babe Ruth. The national attention kind of kicks in. And then the last half, the last 8 to 9 minutes or so, is all about the stress and the pressure and the history repeating itself from what happened with Roger Maris to what happened with Aaron Judge. And, I got into this channel to do this type of work, to make like documentary type stuff. I never intended to be a podcaster or do a podcast after every game. I wanted to make, entertainment that would be evergreen, that I could watch in decades and feel good about. And I have to tell you that this piece is the best work I've ever done. And it's the piece I've been most passionate about. And it's something that I think people will watch for decades. And I say that humbly. I think it's a piece that has historical value, so people will look at it. And so my goal with doing this was to have it be indistinguishable from something that you would see on ESPN 30 for 30 or MLB Network. And so this is a piece that I really want all of you to enjoy. I recommend that you watch it on the biggest screen possible. It's not something that's meant to be consumed on your phone with distractions. It's 30 minutes long. So treat it like the season finale of a great show that you want to watch. And get your sound bar going, get your popcorn, get the lights off. If you have headphones, if you have to watch on a phone or watch on a computer, I recommend headphones because I really made sound part of the feeling. I tried to put you inside of Aaron Judge's mind, inside of Roger Maris's mind. I tried to make you feel the pressure. There's a lot of sound built into this, a lot of tension, and it's a piece that I think people will watch and enjoy. And I know a lot of you from this channel have supported day in and day out all season long. So here's what I want to say is, if you could share this for me, if you could share it on your message boards, get it on Reddit, get it on Twitter. I really think this has the potential, this video, to catapult NYY Recaps to the new heights, But, only if we get like 1 million views. But this is a 1 million view video if I've ever done one. So please watch the whole thing. Watch with your family, share with people, and enjoy it. I worked really hard on it. I'll be on to chat with you at 8 o'clock. I want to give a shout out to the mods. Great season from you guys. Thank you for helping me. Final roll call to all the people who helped out, all the members, all of the people who attended every single recap all season long. We're going to do at least one more year of live recaps after every game. That is, unless I go to the Yes Network, which, we'll see how this documentary turns out. But I've had a ton of fun. This has been the year of my life. And if the Yankees win the World Series, I'm not sure we'll ever be able to top it. So here's to you guys. Thank you for making NYY Recaps what it's become. Enjoy Chasing History. 36 minutes. I'll see you then.